2/3 of all moves happen in the summer months. So what do you do the rest of the year when the moves aren't coming in anymore? More than 60% of all moves happen in those summer months of June, July, and August. So what do movers do in the other months? So the rest of the year, a lot of moving companies start panicking and start overspending in areas where they don't have to. So I'm going to give you the full playbook. I'm going to give you free channels, paid leads, and some things that a lot of moving companies are just unwilling or too lazy to do. And that one thing beats all of them. I ran a moving company in Orlando for 10 years, and I started with almost nothing. A couple of dollies, some shrink wrap, no truck, no money. 2 months in, I made enough money to buy my own truck, my first truck, and then soon after that, within 2 years after that, I grew to over 6 trucks and well over $1 million. And here's the part that nobody expects. I didn't spend $1 on paid ads for the first year that I was in business. I was doing well before I ever touched them. So if it wasn't paid leads, what was it? Let me give you the point of this video right up front. Getting customers isn't about which paid leads you pay for. It's about doing the work up front that most moving company owners are too lazy to do on their own. That works best when you're broke, it works best when you're cash flush, and it never stops working even when things are slow, because that's when your competition has gone quiet. People think footwork is the work you do after you could start paying for real ads, but that's actually a very backward strategy. In the early days of my company, I would have rent due on Monday and nothing in the bank on Saturday. No cushion whatsoever. By the end of that Saturday, I had rent made. Every time, and none of it came from a paid ad. It came from free channels and constant footwork, Craigslist back then, postcards, flyers, business cards. And even after the money came in, I never stopped doing it. And here's where the footwork actually goes. Walk into apartment complexes, real estate offices, storage units. These people have the customers you want right in front of them. And you get to choose where you work. So you map out in the area that you want to work in, all the apartment complexes, real estate offices, storage units within that area. And then that gives you a chance to kind of locate where you want to work and specialize in. It's just an easy way to keep things local if that's what you want to do. And I know it's going to sound silly, but I built an empire off of this one strategy. Bring some chocolate chip cookies to the real estate offices and the apartment complexes and your business card. If you don't want to do that, use candy or whatever else. But that's the one thing that makes you somebody that they remember. So when you do that, ask if you can get into their move-in packages. And you'd be surprised at how easy that works. And that's never done. Apartment complexes, they change hands all the time. So you might go in 1 month and they'll be different the next month. You have to keep going in there. But all of this is free. And your competition isn't doing it. They're too lazy to do it. Some of your competitors might go in once, or more likely they just won't bother at all. Almost nobody keeps showing up in person and keeps treating these people well. Moving is a local business, so local visibility wins. Join the Chamber of Commerce, volunteer, do things for your town that get you noticed. And it also is just a good thing to do for your community. It takes effort, but it builds a name that no ad can buy. So while you're doing the footwork, work the free online tools first. Your Google business profile is like the #1 free tool that you have, and it directly affects your Google ranking. So show your guys working, post your movers working, and ask for Google reviews constantly. Reviews are what builds you online. I can't stress that enough. Get the reviews. Nextdoor works too, and it's free. They have a paid service, but you don't need it. Use the free stuff. One of my clients started with a lot of money. He inherited money from family, but he was very frugal about how he started his moving company. And he did a lot of small paid ads in Nextdoor. It was a different starting point than mine, but it had the same idea in mind. The money was never the deciding factor. I just leaned on what I do best, which is getting in front of people. Either path works if you commit to it. Now let's talk about paid leads, and I'll be really honest, I don't love them. Thumbtack, Yelp, Angie, Home Advisor, they all try to pigeonhole you onto their platform. But the problem with those is early on, they might be a necessary tool for you, and it's okay to use them. I didn't find them until I was 1 year into business, and I was already doing well by then. But here's how you make them work more for you instead of for the platform. You get the customer's information and you put it into your own CRM. Don't let the platform own your customer. Take ownership of your customer. And when you ask for a review, ask for two, one from Google and one from whatever platform you're using. Don't be lazy and only use theirs. Feed the asset that you own. One more paid option worth knowing, and that's Google LSAs. These bring kind of high intent leads into your business, and they work similar to the paid lead services like Thumbtack and Angie. And know this going in, they're going to want proof of licensing and insurance before they'll let you in their door. Now, all of this keeps the lights on, but the long-term play is not just having a website, but having a website that works for you. So you want a website that ranks on Google, AI, voice search, all around the internet, and also starts to book customers and work leads for you while you're sleeping. And that is truly the end game of all of the marketing you can be doing. And you should be building all of this from the moment you start in your business, even at a small level while your footwork is kind of paying the bills. And how to rank a website is a whole video I'll do later all on its own. Now, there are a lot of other paid services you can do out there that I haven't mentioned. Some of them are not really as appropriate for moving industries as other things are, but there's also Facebook ads, Google ads, which we touched on briefly, and of course, paying a marketer to run your SEO campaigns for you. So here's the real takeaway. The slow season or slow times is not a reason to panic and overspend. It's just time to outwork the people who've gone quiet. Free or paid doesn't decide who wins. The hustle decides who wins. Get in front of people and do the things that your competition will not do. I started with nothing, and then within 2 months, my footwork got me enough where I could go buy a truck. And soon after that, I grew my business to $1 million plus business. And this will work for you too. Now, if you want a full playbook for building a moving company, hit subscribe. I put out new content every week. Tap subscribe so you don't miss it. And when you're ready for some marketing help, this is exactly what I do. Hawk Digital Systems builds systems for moving companies of all stages at all levels, whether you don't have a truck or you've gotten to a full fleet. We cover every marketing need you'll ever have. And the difference is, you're not just getting a marketer who, decided to start talking to moving companies. You're talking to an operator who used to do what you do and knows exactly what marketing is needed for you. And also, if you need help with some of your operations, I can advise you on that as well. Thanks for watching.